You know, Alex, I walked into the shop this morning and the smell of cedar hit me, and for a second I forgot it was 2026. Then I looked at my 3D printer and realized it was glowing like a radioactive marshmallow.
Let me guess, you finally cracked open that new Prusament? I saw the box sitting on your desk. It's a very assertive shade of green.
Assertive? It's basically a localized sun. It's the PETG Ultra Glow. They're charging 83 bucks for a small spool, which, let's be honest, is a hefty price to pay for plastic. But I printed a set of handles for the drawers in the dark corner of the shed, and man, I haven't stubbed my toe once since Tuesday. It's like the workshop has its own runway lights now.
$83 for 800 grams? That's not just buying filament, Tiger. That's an investment in your shins. But seriously, is it actually better than the cheap stuff that loses its glow after 5 minutes?
It's a different beast entirely. Most glow-in-the-dark stuff feels like it's made of ground-up chalk and broken promises. This stuff has a density to it. It's heavy. And the luminosity, it's got this deep structural light. Speaking of things that look like they belong in a sci-fi flick, did you see that Quicksilver TPU from Bamboo?
The one that looks like liquid metal? Yeah, I saw the promo. It looks incredible, but TPU is usually a nightmare to print. It's like trying to push a wet noodle through a keyhole.
That's the most accurate description of flexible filament I've ever heard. But this 90A stuff they've put out, it's got just enough backbone to behave itself in the extruder, but the finish is what gets you. It doesn't look like rubber. It looks like someone melted down a T1000 and turned it into a phone case. I'm thinking about using it for some custom gaskets on that old lathe restoration, just to give it a bit of space-age flair where nobody will ever see it.
Of course, you'd hide the coolest material inside a machine from 1954. While you're busy making your tools glow, I was looking at the bigger picture. The labor stats for 2026 just dropped from the Associated Builders and Contractors. We need 350,000 new bodies in the trades this year. Net new, Tiger. That's a lot of tool belts to fill.
It's a staggering number. But what's interesting is where the holes are. Everyone thinks construction and pictures of suburban housing development, but that's actually cooling off. The real hunger, the place where the checks are actually clearing with zeros at the end, is the institutional side.
Right, hospitals and schools. The report said institutional projects are up 34%.
Exactly. If you're a young Sparky or a pipe fitter looking to actually build a career rather than just chasing day rate side jobs, that's your North Star. Residential is like a sprint. Institutional is the marathon. The systems in a modern hospital, they're terrifyingly complex. You're not just pulling Romex, you're dealing with specialized medical gas lines and redundant power grids. It's high-stakes stuff, but the stability is unmatched right now.
So basically stop worrying about the picket fences and start looking at the HVAC systems in the local middle school.
If you want to be the person who gets called when the world is breaking, yes, it's about becoming a specialist in things that aren't allowed to fail.
You mentioned that tool Spiral Betty earlier. I actually played with it last night. I took that photo of your old dog and ran it through the spiralizer. It's fascinating how the human brain fills in the gaps.
It's a trick of the light, really. If you print that with a single wall extrusion, it becomes this hidden image piece. You look at it from the side, it's just a pile of plastic circles. You look at it head on, and there's a soul staring back at you. It's the kind of thing that kills at craft fairs because people have to stop and ask, how did you do that?
Which leads us perfectly into the maker mogul side of things. The 2026 Creator Report is calling it the rise of the middle-class creator. I love that. It's not about having 10 million teenagers watching you drop a bowling ball on a cake anymore.
Thank goodness for that. My ego couldn't handle the competition. But you're right. The shift is towards search-first content. People aren't just scrolling mindlessly as much. They're looking for specific solutions. If you're making a video on how to restore a hand plane, you don't need a viral hit. You need the 5,000 people who actually bought a rusty plane on eBay this morning to find you.
And the SEO side of Instagram? That feels like a lot of homework for someone who just wants to make sawdust.
It's just about being descriptive. Stop using vibey captions and start telling the algorithm exactly what's in the frame. Hand-rubbed walnut finish beats feeling the wood vibes every single time. And honestly, the smart play this year is the digital plus physical bundle.
Wait, explain that. You're talking about selling a table and, what, an NFT? Please tell me you aren't getting into NFTs.
Not in this lifetime. No, think simpler. You sell a high-end end grain cutting board for 200 bucks. On the bottom, you laser etch a small QR code. When the customer scans it, they get a beautifully formatted digital birth certificate for the wood, a video of you actually milling the lumber, and a direct link to the specific mineral oil you recommend for maintenance.
Oh, so you're selling the story as much as the object.
You're giving them a reason to talk about it when they have guests over. Oh, the guy who made this showed me the tree it came from. You're not just a carpenter anymore. You're a documentarian of their furniture. It builds a bridge that a big box store could never dream of.
Speaking of selling stuff, can we talk about the double touch challenge I saw you grumbling about on YouTube?
I wasn't grumbling. I was observing with intensity. It's a precision joinery challenge. It's great for building skills, but it's easy to get sucked into the perfection trap. I've spent the last 3 years watching people make these massive 40-gallon epoxy river tables that use 3 barrels of resin and a whole forest of live edge slab.
And I'm guessing you think the trend is dead?
It's not dead, it's just exhausted, it's heavy, it's expensive, and most people don't have a house that fits a glowing blue river in the dining room. What I'm seeing fly off the shelves right now are high utility scraps.
Like the magnetic tool racks?
Exactly. Or these modular desk organizers. Think of all those offcuts we usually throw in the scrap bin, the 3-inch strips of cherry or the oak blocks. If you can turn those into something that cleans up someone's home office, you're winning. 2026 is the year of the useful small thing.
I actually saw a guy making those cutting boards you mentioned. The ones with the juice grooves that double as a tablet stand? That's genius. You're cooking, you're looking at a recipe on your iPad, and the board is actually holding the screen for you.
It's solving 2 problems at once. And that's the heart of it, isn't it? Whether you're on a multi-million-dollar hospital job site or sitting in a garage with a 3D printer and a dream, the goal is the same. You're just trying to leave something behind that works better than how you found it.
Even if it's a glowing green handle that prevents a stubbed toe.
Especially if it's a glowing green handle. Those things are lifesavers, Alex.
All right, before we wrap up, what's the one thing people should actually do this weekend? They've listened to us, they're fired up. What's the first step?
Go to your scrap pile. Not the good wood rack, the actual scrap bin where the weird pieces live. Pick one piece that speaks to you and make something that solves a tiny, annoying problem in your house. Don't worry about selling it. Don't worry about the creator middle class or a CO. Just fix one small thing with your hands. That's how the momentum starts.
Fix the friction. I like it.
Exactly. Stay sharp, stay hungry, and for heaven's sake, if you're using that ultra glow filament, maybe wear sunglasses.
See you guys in the workshop.